Okay. So today is November 17th and it is 2020 and we're going to do the advanced level 1 card class over the next 4. This is the first of the 4 series of 4. And some of you were in a class that I taught for free or as part of an extension of the introductory class. It was the portals, cards of health, portals and case studies, and the Samkhya philosophy. And I wanted to review some of that because I don't think all of you were there. And we have one more person that just popped in. Just a second. How do I find them? Did someone just leave, or was that? I don't know what that was. Anyways, gonna just get participants open and see if there's someone waiting. Oh, there is someone waiting. Good thing I checked. Okay. So I think Susan, you saw the video. I'm gonna get a raise of hands to tell me who might have been in that class of cards of health, because I don't want to bore you with a repeat, but I think Susan, you saw the video, right? Okay. And Lauren, were you? I think you might have been in that class. And Molly, were you in that class? Oh, Barbara, were you in that? Oh, okay. We're all in that class. And Tulips was not in it though. Hi, Christy. So that's okay. I'll send you the video, Christy, so you can know what we talked about was the Samkhya philosophy, which is just a brief overview, was the original philosophy based on Ayurvedic medicine, where Samkhya was an ancient philosopher, and he came up with the whole theme of Purusha and Prakruti. And it starts with Atman, or Brahma, the Brahma, and then that's the unity consciousness, the creator. And then I showed charts in that PowerPoint where you could see Purusha and Prakruti. And from Purusha and Prakruti come the 5 great elements. And that's, earth, fire, water, ether, air. And then from there, we have the 3 doshas, the gunas, and the gunas are the qualities. And then we have the rajas, tamas, and sattva. These are the essences of the doshas. And then we have the actual, it's a whole thing, it's a whole breakdown. And I don't want to bore you with all of that, but the point is that the Purusha and the Prakruti are actually very similar in theory to the earth spread and the spirit spread. And sometimes it's been referred to as the mundane spread, earth spread, mundane spread, or a life spread. And then the spirit spread has been called heaven spread, and it can be called the absolute spread. Now, Maharishi had a very similar theory to Purusha and Prakruti, where he taught about the theory of relativity and the theory of the absolute. So the absolute would be the Purusha, which is passive, choiceless awareness. It is unchanging and it's static. And I think of it as male. It's sort of like the testosterone, and the relative is the female version, where it is the creative force, and it is the manifest force. It does not have a static quality. It's dynamic, obviously, because women get pregnant and we give birth to these babies, so we're changing, and it's creating, and it's constantly in motion. So that is the life spread. Related to the life spread is the Prakruti, or the manifest, or the pregnant woman, or the actual creative force, compared to the spirit spread, which is the absolute, which is unchanging, static, and more of the male quality to it, which is, the men, they give the sperm, but the women do all the work in this world. We actually bring life to this world. So think of these 2 spreads as dynamic versus static, or absolute versus relative. And the reason I want to share that with you is because to know the very essence of these 2 charts, these 2 templates that the entire system is based on, then from there you can start creating. You can start coming up with formulas, cognizing things. And there are people who may have been using Purusha or Absolute and making changes and doing addition, doing math, doing things that would change that spread up. And that really, I feel, should not be done. Otherwise, we lose the magic. That absolute spread needs to stay as the barometer, as the absolute foundation of where we're at. And it shouldn't be all switched up with new formulas, cognitions, and calculations. Where we can be extremely creative, and I hope you all do this with me, because I've been, coming up with new ideas and new formulas and new theories on this. And I don't think it's all me. I feel like I'm channeling some of this. And I think some of you, maybe we all did this together in Atlantis. I don't know. And we're all reincarnating and remembering it all. So I'm hoping you all come up with theories with me. That earth spread, that theory of the relative is dynamic. You can change stuff. You can add, you can subtract, multiply. It's very fluid. So feel free in your creative moments to think of formulas that might, not that the chart itself will ever change. Who knows? Maybe, we're in such flux right now, 2020, we might be entering the Sat Yuga, which is the age of truth. Then, maybe there'll be a different frequency on the planet. And then maybe these cards do change. The earth spread, not the spirit spread, but the earth spread could, maybe it goes up an octave. I don't know, but because I do believe we are elevating. And you know how we can go up an octave? We can be Plutoed by our Pluto card if we make lemonade out of our lemons. If we want to evolve, if we are people who are accountable and own our stuff, and no, we're not pointing and blaming our victims, those people get to go up an octave, 8 away, which is Pluto. Always Pluto is 8. It has that resonance, the 8 resonance. And if we can Pluto, why can't the Earth? So maybe we, I don't know. I'm starting with an idea. You guys can run with this with me, is what can we do with the earth spread once we move into the Sat Yuga? Some people say Sat Yuga won't be here for another 100, 200 years. I don't know. We're just entering it now. Maybe, who knows, it could be in 2 years. How does anyone really know? I know we are changing the evolution, and I believe that relative earth spread is going to change with us. Just how does it change with us is the question. So I'm looking for ideas, and I'm open to suggestions and open for messages from spirit, like where are we going with it? It's not here yet, so we can stick with the spread. We've got these 2 spreads. We're going to learn from them now, but just know that these 2, the essences of these 2 are important to understand. One is dynamic and one does not stay still. One is creative. Okay, let's look at the learning objectives for this particular class. So let's talk a little bit about the decadent ruling card and exploring our karma cards and the sun-moon relationship and the sun transit method, the lunar and solar eclipse method. And that would be actually really good if we jump right to that one, because we have a lunar eclipse on November 30th. It might be really fun for everyone to look at their eclipse card. And then we can, if we have time, look into letter values and locations, karmic loops, and parallel lives, and this case studies. We can't do all this tonight, obviously, but I'm thinking we might just jump into the eclipse one because it's so right in front of us, coming right up. I might reverse on this. Actually, I should just do that. So that's what we'll do. All right, so let's start with the decadent ruling card and move into that. Oh, I forgot to do our prayer. We got to do that. So let's just take a moment and do call and response. Om Sahana Vavatu. And everyone say Om Sahana Vavatu.
Om
Om
Sanava
Vavatu. Sahanao Bhunaktu. Sahana
Sahanau Bunaktu.
Anaktu. Saha Viryam Karavavahai. Saha
Saha Viryam
Karavavahai.
Kavahai.
Tejas Vina Vaditamastu.
Tejas Vina
Vaditamastu.
Vaditamastu.
Ma Vidashavahai.
Ma Vidishavahai.
Vidashavahai. And everyone together, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
And let's say in English together. Om, may we
be protected.
Om,
may we be honorable.
May we pursue
our studies with vigor.
And may they
illuminate us.
May there
be only wisdom, learning, laughter, and compassion among us today.
Peace.
Peace, peace, peace.
Okay, now let's move into the decadent ruling. So this is really where I would like to begin. How many of you know your decadent ruling card? Nobody knows? No? Okay. All right. All right. So what I would like to also ask you, I'm backing up here for a second. Have you seen the quadration video?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, some of you have and some of you haven't.
Yes.
Okay, Molly, you haven't seen the quadration? And Susie, have you seen the quadration video? Yeah? Okay, I think Christy saw it. And Barbara, you did see it? Okay. I want to send you the link. So I'm going to send it to you right now. Not for you to watch now, but I'm a little nervous. I won't remember to send it. Just a second. I have it up here and I pulled it up so you guys could see it. I'm going to put it in the chat window and then move on to decadent ruling. Will you copy and paste this and watch the, what is it called? I just went blank.
Quadration?
It's a quadration. Thank you. Yeah. So if you wouldn't mind watching the quadration video so you can understand the difference in how we got the earth spread from the spirit spread. It's very significant. So in that quadration, there's going to be a change when we move from Kali Yuga to Sat Yuga. Okay, so let's start here. Come back to this decadent ruling card. Yeah. All right. So I've been playing with this for about 2 years, maybe more, but really more intensely over the last 2 years. And just from my own experience, it is very accurate. And I like to include it in all of my readings. I like to have this already ready to go when I open my cards up. And this is specifically for career. So it's very important to understand when you're reading for someone and they're asking you what their life purpose is or how they can best serve the world, you need to look at their decadent ruling. So I'll read this to you. The root of the decadent is called Decan, which is a subdivision of the astrological sign. And really, Decan means 10. Okay, in order to give fuller interpretations to the zodiac sign, ancient astrologers subdivided each sign into periods of approximately 10 days. These divisions are known as the decans or decadents, and they're somewhat arbitrary in order to allow for the 5 and sometimes 6 extra days in the year beyond the 365 days required for the 36 decans. So that could be a little complicated and a big nut to swallow if you're not an astrologer. So just let that go and let it percolate, file it somewhere in the back of your head. knowing that if I can sum it up, there's 12 houses in a chart. Each house has 30 degrees, and so 3 times 10 is 30. So there are 3 decadents in each house in this Western sort of tropical zodiac. So we want to know, where was the sun on the day you were born? Was it in the first decadent of that house that it was in? Say it was in Leo. You were born as a sun Leo. But we need to know where in Leo of the 30 degrees, where of the 30 were you born? When, basically? In the first 10 degrees, in the second 10 degrees, or in the very last portion of Leo were you born? And then we determine your decadent. Now, you don't have to do the calculation just because we have charts, so you can just cheat and find it. And we're going to do that now. So much easier to have this chart up. Take a screenshot if you don't have this chart handy. The only kicker here is, for example, if somebody was born on the 10th of January, the decadent ruling would be Venus. Well, it could be on January 11th, they were right on the cusp of the 10th and the 11th. They were born maybe closer to midnight. Then their decadent might be Mercury. So these cuspers here, like the 19th and the 20th, like the 8th and the 9th, the 29th and the 1st, I will open up my astrology software and look for their decadent ruler in the tropical zodiac to see where the sun was and do my own calculations to know what the real decadent is. Those cuspers can really be tricky. So don't put a lot of weight in it. If you don't have an astrological program to pull up, then what I would do with it just because you're just starting all of this, and I don't want you to be overwhelmed and go looking for an astrology program to buy. I mean, if you find one online free, there probably are tons free. You could do that if you're feeling inspired or motivated. But if you get a cusper, like a January 10th, I wouldn't put a lot of weight in the Venus decadent ruling because it could be Mercury. If the sun was, where this depends on where the sun was on that particular day. Was it morning or night? Okay, so let's check out where you are. Do you all see your birthday? I know this is only half the year, but check out your decadent ruling if you were born anytime before July 23rd. Now we're going to go to the next. And here are the other possibilities of decadent rulings. So memorize your decadent. Can I ask everybody their decadent? I know Christy is an 8 of spades. But Molly, do you know what your decadent is?
So I'm October 25th, so I would be Pluto Mars.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I haven't actually showed you how to apply the planet to find the decadent. Sorry.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Okay, so what's going to happen here is I would have to get everybody's birthday to give you the decadent if you don't have the software. Does everybody have camp software for $9.99 a month?
Yeah.
Yeah, Molly, you do too? And Lauren, did you get the software?
No, I haven't got it because I'm just able to do this right now. So I don't have
Just
the
go
time.
baby
So
step.
I'll do it when I have time.
Okay, yeah, no worries. I'm just wondering where you're at because I don't want to lose you if you don't know what your decadent is. And Christy's an 8 of spades. And Susie, what's your decadent? Oh, you're muted.
Honestly, I forget, honey. It's September 10th, so I'm Virgo, Mercury with Saturn.
Okay, what I would like to do is, so I don't lose you all, is get my cards up and
Okay.
pull your decadence.
Thank you.
You're welcome, because this is not going to be interesting to anybody if you don't have, skin in the game. You don't know what your decadent is, then it'd be boring. So let me just stop the share and reshare the entire screen. Actually, I'll just do this one. All right, so I have Susan's cards in here. Sharing screen is stopped because the window is closed. Well, that's weird. Huh. Screen sharing has stopped. Can anybody see my screen?
Yes, well, no.
That's so weird. I wanted you to see the cards. Can you
see it now.
You can see it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, Lengol. Here's how you find the decadent.
It's small.
It's too small. Okay, let's see if I can find another way to share it. Hold on a second. How about I do this? This might make it bigger. I don't know. Optimize screen share for video clip. I don't know what that means. Well, try that. Is that bigger? No? Well, it's the best I can do. So I don't know what else. Can everybody see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So how we find the decadent Susan, what was your decadent planet? Do you remember?
Saturn.
Saturn was your decadent planet? My auto isn't working. Trying to figure out. Oh, that's Susan. That's Christy. Okay, so we can't get Christy because her audio went down. Okay, so we go to the live spread. Here is the live spread for Susan. Always go to the live spread to find your decadent. So put that in your notes. And Susan said Saturn is her decadent. So 9 of hearts is her decadent ruling, which I'm not surprised because that is the compassionate listener, the healer, the woman that offers her services for free, doesn't always accept money, and is a great counselor. Okay, so we click on select decadent ruler. We take the 9 and we have the hearts. And now this D ruler spot at the bottom of the system gives me her decadent ruler right here. You see, it suddenly takes the sun position, and you could start reading this year for Susie, her decadent. If you want to look at career, we go right to Saturn and Uranus. So we have, a double focus on career for Susan. Not only do we have her decadent ruler up for this year, and that's her birth year, we also have the 2 planets that govern career for everybody, Saturn and Uranus. Both of them, this governs work, hard work, what you're actually doing on a mundane level. And then Uranus governs career per se. It could be, like more, it doesn't have to be that you're laboring, but you've got a career. And so when you blend the 2, you get a great idea. And there's a Jack here in her Saturn. So not sure what that means. We'd have to have a talk, Susie, about the Jack. But, I would be careful about holistic doctors. Just having a Jack and Saturn is tricky because they're the white collar thieves, and Saturn governs the physical body, and sometimes they're incompetent physicians or incompetent practitioners, and you don't want to run into that and be bamboozled. And that happens April 7th. To just watch out for that. And it has to do with your career. So you might be talking at that level with somebody and they recommend somebody in, you're in that vein of the industry, you're in the healing arts. So I would be careful. You also have 10 of spades. So the 10 of spades is great work success. That's fantastic. And here's a move with the 5. And if it's not a literal move, then it can be a lot of restlessness and change with what you're doing for your career. And that happens in May 29th to July 20th. There'll be success because work success is 10 of spades. It's hard work, not that you're going to sit back and get the success. You're going to work for it. But that 5 is a bit windy and can be fickle and can bring changes. And it also can push you out of your house because Uranus governs the house. And this is the card of the house you love. I just went to your birth card. And so property's up for grabs here. There's a move potentially there when I see a 5 and a 4 in Uranus. Those two can signify a relocation, and then your planetary ruling card can kind of hold you there. Because the 6, when you put a 6 and a 9 together, it's a mini black hole. It's a little mini black hole, and Uranus can keep you from actually getting out of the house. And maybe instead you're planning the trip or not able to actually manifest what it is you're thinking about, because we're reading at the thought level, and the feeling level can't always get to the next level of manifestation when there's a 6 and a 9 in one of the layers. They can impede the flow. So it might be more of a percolating on the ideas situation until your next birthday, which makes sense with COVID. Nobody knows anything with COVID. you know, maybe you want to move, but you don't know if you can make the plans because airports, and we just don't know. Okay, so that's Susie. Now let's go on to Lauren. You didn't know you're decadent. Lauren, can you tell me your last name again?
It's Bentley.
Did you see your decadent ruling planet?
I believe it was Jupiter.
Oh, let's look at that. Where did that PowerPoint go?
I'm a cusper though. I was the April 10th, so but I was born at 6 in the afternoon, so or evening.
April 10th. Okay, so that would be Jupiter. So since you are on the cusp, I will pull your chart.
I was born like 6:22 p.m. around then.
Do I have your chart?
Probably.
We did your readings before, right? Do you mind if
Yeah.
I show your chart?
Of course, go feel free.
Okay. Lauren Bentley. Have to be under B, Bentley. Got it. So now I have to change it to the tropical zodiac. This is your sun. So sun was in Aries when you were born, and you were born in this 3rd decadent. Okay, so the 3rd decadent, in just a second, would be what was your birthday again? I just lost it.
April 10th.
April 10th. Okay, so the 3rd decadent, yeah, then Jupiter would be. Okay, so you were an afternoon baby. That makes it easier. Let's pull this back up, put this back down. Now you can all see the cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jupiter has an 8 of hearts. Boy, you are a Via Combusta girl. You got another card. Yeah, your Jack of Diamonds is in there, your 2 of Spades is in there, and your 8 of Hearts decadent ruling is in that. You know, I talked about that. I use that term, you know, the Via Combusta. I love that expression. That is the path of fire. It's you know, those people that sign up to be born into that part of the sky take on a lot. It's a big one, and it's, you know, 10 points to these people for taking on the Via Combusta. So here is the Via Combusta where she is, the 8 of Hearts. I don't know if you can all see this, but so Lauren, here it is. Lauren is here. So the Via Combusta starts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this Queen is exempt from that. So this is the last card of that Via Combusta. So she's here, and now she's here. See, this 8 of Hearts is your decadent ruling card.
So all of them are down there, is what you're saying.
Yeah. You didn't choose the merry-go-round this time around. You chose the zipper, the roller coaster.
Yes. Which queen was down there? Was it a Queen of Hearts or Diamonds? I couldn't see.
The Hearts. The Queen
Okay.
of Hearts. She doesn't. She's excluded from all the mess. It's not really. I shouldn't say it's so bad, but it's a tough spot to be in. You've got the 2 black hole, the blue and the black hole in that spot, which, you know, is challenging to get through. So the 8 of Hearts has lots of good things too. The Eight of Hearts is love, power. It's Shakti. It's the that the pheromones. It's very sexual, sensual, and because it's a heart, and it likes drama, and it can attract drama even when you're not looking for it. But it gives you power, and that's fantastic to have. You want power. We all want power. Power in love, power in charisma while you're teaching, because you're a teacher. So people will love you. And you just kind of send out the good jujus,
Mhm.
the pheromones kind of, the opposite sex will be attracted to you and not really understand why. Even though you're beautiful, I mean, you could be 500 pounds and have an Eight of Hearts, and still the opposite sex will. I've met them. I had one work for me for 2 or 3 years. She was about 300 pounds. She always had 5 boyfriends. At any
Mhm.
time, she always had at least 4 or 5 people she was dating. Didn't matter her weight. It mattered that she had that charisma. So you have that too, Lauren. Okay, so let's cancel out of that. So everybody knows their decadent ruling, right? Barbara?
I'm on the cusp and I don't have a
Oh,
time,
okay, then let me look at you.
so I'm kind of stuck.
Let's figure it out. Open. Barbara, did I ever give you a reading? Are you in here? Barbara?
Years ago, I don't know. It was years ago.
Barbara, I don't think you're in here.
Right.
Barbara Hogan.
HORGAN, yeah, and it's 6/21.
Oh, yeah. There you are. June 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your sun is in Gemini, and it's in the last, it's 29 degrees. So it's in the last decadent. It's very last pada, or it's not called pada, but that's for Vedic astrology, but the last portion of the sign. So let's close out of that. Now that we know you're in the third decadent, let me get back to the Vedic so I don't forget. Okay. What was that sign you were in? Gemini. Okay. So now we go to. And
Yeah.
tell me the
Okay.
date. What was the date again?
6/21/44. But I don't know why I always felt Cancer.
Yeah, moon. It's moon.
Yeah,
So you have a moon decadent.
because of the cusp. I mean, I'm 20 on the 21st, so it would be Cancer, wouldn't it?
Yep. Yeah, but if we had looked at your sun and you were born earlier in the day, it could have been Uranus. Do you see what I mean? It could have been on the cusp of that.
Right.
So let's find you in here. Laura Horgan. Oh, I don't know that I have you listed. Did I ever do your cards?
I don't think so. It was years ago. Years ago.
Okay, so let's put you in, Barbara Horgan. Is it okay to put your birth information in?
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay. And what is your birthday?
6/21/44.
Oh no, you were a Gemini sun. No, let me just go back to that. Hold on. You were a Gemini.
See, I feel I'm this Cancer. I don't know why.
You are like 2 degrees away from Cancer. Like you're like less than 1 degree actually. You're 29 point something. So that's why you're psychic, because you're right in the middle. We could probably go with both actually. So let's stick with the Cancer, because
That's all right. Yeah.
either one are going to be, because even the doctors write the birth time down exactly. My mom was an OBGYN nurse, and she used to say, what was that, 10 minutes ago or 5 minutes ago or 20 minutes? She'd make it up because they're not astrologers.
Yes.
they're not always exactly right. So if you were 29 point something, you're just at the edge, we can use your Cancer sign. So I'm going to just look at the decadent ruling was the moon, which is the Jack of Hearts. So you don't get a decadent. Yeah, I mean, we all get a decadent, but you don't get a different decadent than your ruling card. So your Jack of Hearts is your
That's
decadent.
on my planetary ruling. They're the
Yeah,
same.
the same as me. I'm a Six of Clubs planetary ruling that my decadent's also the Six of Clubs. That means your Jack of Hearts will hold a lot of weight when you're looking in, your cards for predictions. Really put some weight on the Jack of Hearts, not so much the Nine of Clubs. They're about equal. I'd say equal, but everyone's a little different. Some days my ruling card holds more weight than my birth card. So I vacillate between the two and I give them equal credibility simply because my decadent is my double ruling card. And the same thing with you, Barbara. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Everyone now knows their decadent ruling, right?
Can you look at mine, Karen?
Sure.
Molly. I have the software and I think I just don't understand where it's like where the card is coming from, like where you're pulling it from.
So Barbara was the moon, remember? So here's the life.
Mm-hmm.
Click on the life spread as opposed to the weekly or the yearly. Click life, and then we go to this part right here, the moon. This is, so in her life spread, which is like her birth chart, the moon is the Jack of Hearts. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah, but on mine, on Robert Camp's software, so like there's a tab for decadent ruler because I have the different, like mine looks different than yours, and it has an actual decadent card.
Oh, it's already programmed in, then you don't even need to learn this. That's the way it should be. It should be programmed in.
But it says King of Spades, but I don't have that in my life spread, so that's why I guess I'm not sure where it's pulling it from.
It wouldn't necessarily be in your life spread.
Okay.
Yeah. I can enter you in here and show you how I get it. Would that help you?
Yeah.
Do I have you, Molly? Did I do a reading for you?
Oh, we haven't done a reading, but I've in classes before. I think you've put me in. Last name is Culleton, C-U.
Oh,
L-S-E.
you're there.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was your decadent planet?
It's 2 because my birthday I'm a Scorpio, so it said Pluto and Mars.
All right. So I usually go with Mars because Pluto's the outer planet and I'm really the Vedic astrologer. Even though Pluto will hold some weight and I would check both, but just for this time, I would just choose Mars because it's the planet that Vedic astrology on the sidereal zodiac will recognize as a solid planet, one of the grahas. So let's go with the Mars. There it is, Jack of Spade. So we went, oh, sorry, back up. Don't write that down. I wasn't in your life spread. I had spoke too soon. Now I'm clicking on your life spread. Now I'm going to look for, what did we say it was? Mars. Yeah, Mars is the Ace of Hearts. Ace of
But
Hearts.
that's not what the decadent is saying in this camp software that I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it can also be a 3 of Spades, which is your Pluto.
Yeah, it's
What did
not.
it say?
It's saying in the life spread, if I go to decadent ruling card, am I looking in the sun position in that spread?
If it's programmed into that $9.99 a month, then you wouldn't need to look anywhere except to click on decadent and it should pop up.
As the sun card?
No. Oh, yes. It'll take a sun position when you actually click on it.
It's saying that it's the King of Spades.
Let's look at this.
I can share. Is there a way for me to share my?
Sure, but let me look at your birthday. What is the birthday here?
10/25.
10/25 is here, Pluto, Mars. Okay, you're right in the middle of it. So Pluto, Mars really is your decadent. So something's wrong with camp software. It shouldn't say King of Spades. Sometimes King of Spades is the default.
Okay.
many things. Even when I go to mylife.com, the January 1st birthday is a default birthday if I don't know someone's birthday, which is the King of Spades birthday. So I don't trust his software. This maybe a bug. I just don't know. But
Is it because I have 2 planetary ruling that it would mess like?
no, because you would get 2 decadent ruling cards since you have 2 planetary ruling. I mean, since you have 2.
Because the Ace of Hearts is one of my planetary ruling cards.
Yes, that same with mine. So my decadent ruler is the same as my planetary ruling card, but I don't get 2. So you get 2, Pluto and Mars. And here's in your life spread. We always go to the life spread, not the spirit spread, to
Mhm.
find a decadent. Here's one decadent, and it's your 3 of spades, the Pluto.
Mm-hmm.
And then in your birth, we go to Mars, Ace of Hearts. And I mean, I'm just playing with this idea, and I've done it, and it seems to work. With people who have a Mars Pluto decadent, you can add them. So you could get a 4 of spades. I know that's really going to confuse you now, but you might check the 4 of spades to see if that resonates with you. To me, it resonates with you because you're a health practitioner. You're studying to be an Ayurvedic doctor, and the 4 of spades is the card of medicine.
Okay.
So it would make logical sense to add the Ace of Hearts, which is solar value of 1, and then the solar value of the 3 of spades. You just add 1, you get the 4 of spades. So I wouldn't be surprised if that would be a more accurate way for you to follow your decadent. But you, in a traditional sense, since my theories are just that, they're theories, not proven yet, I would stick with your 3 of spades, Ace of Hearts, and just tell me after about 6 months of exploring, tell me which one. Email me and say the one that resonates the most is my Pluto or my Mars or the 4 of spades. Okay, someone's writing to me. The software requires that you enter the decadent card. Oh, okay. So Christy has the software and she's saying that it's not programmed in to the $9.99. You literally have to find your decadent the way I'm showing you, and then, like I just did here, then use that. So for example, if I do this, select D ruler. Okay, let's take your Ace of Hearts. Ace of Hearts is there. Okay, so there's your decadent ruling card. I'm going to click on D ruler now. And look at that. It took your sun position. And now we can look at this current year. Well, let's get out of your life spread. And here's the year spread under the Ace of Hearts decadent ruling card. And this tells me about your career. And just in a nutshell, we have 2 of spades, Jack of diamonds, 10 of diamonds, 10 of spades. So this is the card, it's a portal card, belongs to the blue hole, card of health. You can be helping a lot of people, especially starting May 22nd, doing consultations for people or being helped yourself. Maybe you're going to ask for, I don't know, it could be even internship where you're doing, Gurukulam or something where you're taking client profiles and practicing. I don't know if are you in practice right now?
Mm-hmm.
So somehow when I see the 2 of spades in Saturn, there's either someone afflicted or someone who is helping the afflicted. I need to know more about what's going on in your world before I can make that, prediction. So if you're the one helping people, then that's how the 2 of spades is manifesting in your life. Can also be if you're not helping people, you'll be the one needing help. And then there's the 10 of diamonds, which is blessings in the career. So your career is being lit up and divinely protected and guided with the 10 of spades in Uranus. And that the 10 of diamonds, and then the 10 of spades is work success through hard, diligent labor. Like you're doing it. You're in there. You're in the muck. You're doing all the client things that you need to do, and you're helping people and fully in your power. So that is one way to read through the decadent ruling. Does that make sense? Okay, and then if you want to switch it over, you select D ruler and you say, would you like to replace it? Yes. And I'm going to choose the 3 of spade, which was your Pluto decadent ruler, 3 of spade. And now we have, well, this has a little bug in it. So if I just switch over to D ruler again, there it showed up in your sun card. And here we have your other career, which is mommy. The 4 of spades is family, and the Jack of spades can be something unexpected next year. Can happen even around the house. I don't know, you doing your consultations in your house? You go out, you go
Yeah.
outside, you have an office?
I have an office, but we want to move, and if I have another baby, it would be that year.
But that could be what that is, an unexpected baby.
Mhm.
And or it could be that there's a relocation, an unexpected relocation, because 4 of hearts is the family, but it's also a location that has hearts on the walls. That you love that place. And here you have 3 of hearts, meaning you're juggling many things. 3 meaning, 2 is company, 3 is a crowd. Sometimes it's hard to be juggling. So it's a lot of people as well. Like you're meeting a lot of people next year. So that's just a mini reading on how to look at the career in a decadent ruling viewpoint. Does that make any sense? Anyone have a question before I move on?
Karen, can you show me mine? I don't think we did that step.
Yeah, and this 4 of clubs will give you a lot of mental stability, Molly. So you'll be able to get through all the multitasking. This 4 of clubs just takes you there as far as keeping yourself stabilized in your mental body. You're good with that. Okay, so let's pull up Lauren Bentley.
It's
We're
from
gonna-
your birthday for a year, so it's from last April to this April. Is that how it works?
Well, you can go weekly, so I can
Oh,
tell
okay.
you about your career this week,
Mhm.
or I can look at the yearly spread,
Really?
and
Okay.
I can look at 7 years of your
Okay.
career right here.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a 7-year spread around your career. So we can let's just go to the week and see what's going on. Are you working right now?
Yes.
So the 6 of clubs is in the blue hole. Why is that? That's me. I hope that's not me. um, anyways, that's disconcerting. Like you're with me tonight. This is the evening. This is the position.
So you're
And-
in my work today? Sounds
Um,
like it's happening.
And it doesn't have to be. You could have been something else as well. It could have been a message, some guidance around your career. It could have been because it's the bringer of light, 6 of clubs. So you might have a message might have been lit up for you about career direction
Oh, this today or this week?
today.
Okay.
Yeah, and the 4 of diamonds gives you financial stability in your career today, feeling like, I'm getting my paycheck, everything's hunky-dory. But there could be some endings too, because you look at the Venus of your decadent, there's some 9s, some potential endings looming. And Pluto
Yeah, it's called school's closed.
goes close. So did they just close it this week?
No, but we're waiting to find out.
Yeah, I think with the November 20th transit, when Jupiter goes into Capricorn, Capricorn is a sign of debilitation and Jupiter is a sign of expansion, and it can't expand in Capricorn. It contracts, and it's going to be
Yep.
with Saturn. So, it receives Nichabunga, which is like a, mitigation over debilitation, but still Jupiter can't do its thing the way it likes to expand. So I have a feeling the world
Is there a move too? Because I'm trying to decide if I'm going to stay here and virtually teach or move.
in your career.
Yeah, like right now, yeah.
No, it looks like you're staying with the 6 of spades here. That'll keep you sort of stuck in the position of where you are.
Mm-hmm.
But there could be something just before your birthday with the 4 of spades there. You might get some inkling of a new location just before your birthday. That 4 of spades is the card of real estate, but I don't think anything happens. You just kind of get an idea about it. until
Okay.
maybe after your birthday. We can look at that later. So now you
Thank
know about decadence, right?
Yay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And this is pretty clear on how to find it. You go to your life spread, you look for the planet. First, you got that chart. You can look at the birthday, find the planet, and then you go to the life spread and you look up here. You got to know these symbols. This is Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and you go right to that card. And I forgot what was yours. Eight of Hearts. So Jupiter was Lauren's decadent planet, and then you look in the life spread, and this is her card. Okay, everyone's clear. I want to make sure I don't lose anyone on this. Do you think you know how to do this? I'm looking at all your
Yes,
pieces.
you just need that chart. You need to know what the planet is to look at, right?
You need to know the planet,
Mm-hmm.
and you need the software to say, okay, the life spread, let's click on that, and then go to the planet, Jupiter, and there's the Eight of Hearts.
Now, what's the 2 below it? Is that also in Jupiter?
You could use that. It's okay to use that. You can have you can use it for confluence, but the Eight of Hearts is your most significant.
Okay, I wasn't sure the layer below if it's in that planet as well.
You can play with that, explore that.
Mhm.
There may be some
Okay.
answers for you there, but this is your main one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So can I close this out? Does everybody have it? I'm just gonna do it. I'm closing it out. Okay, because I can't run Zoom and this virtual box smoothly because it's too much on the battery. Okay, now we can, screen sharing has stopped. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Oh, let me get the PowerPoint because it's not giving an option. Just a second. Here's the decadent, and now go back. Can everybody see this? I hope so. Okay, so let's keep on.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, good. So understanding the decadent card, like I gave a little explanation on Lauren having the power, like she has power in her career. And it also, if you read the Eight of Hearts in Camp's book or in any of these great books that give definitions on what is the Eight of Hearts, those qualities will belong to you in your career. So read up on your decadent ruling card and start understanding that card as it manifests in your career. There's going to be that aspect of you. So it does belong to you overall, but it will play out in career. So you can even find great careers for people who are lost by just opening up the decadent ruling card and reading through it and saying, you know, this, like there's one woman that was really lost. She came to me. She's the Queen of Hearts decadent, 3 kids. She didn't know what to do. And I said, you know, doing something with children, you've got 3 children and you have the Queen of Hearts card of the mother as your decadent ruling. She's like, I got to get out of the house. I got to do something. I can't just be a mother as my career. She didn't have to work, but she wanted something to give her a sense of who am I? So I recommended she open a daycare center or take in other babies. And she's doing that now. She's got 3 other babies in her house. So she loves it because she got to make a business card and she filed an LLC and she feels like she's got a real career. She's really good at it. She's a great mother and loves children. So that was an easy shoe-in for me as a reader for her. All I had to do is look at the decadent and know, wow, Queen of Hearts is the card of the mother. She should be doing something with children. She could even be teaching. She could go into kindergarten, but she liked the idea because of COVID, having, you know, not leaving her house and still having a job. Okay, so moving on. I don't want to hear my voice anymore. Can I get Molly? Do you feel like reading the decadent ruling? This, what I wrote here?
Yeah, do you want me to just read straight from the slide?
Yeah.
Okay, using astrology software to develop an astrology chart with 12 houses based on the tropical zodiac, we can determine a decadent ruling card. Each of the zodiac is broken into 3 equal pieces called decadents in tropical astrology and padas in sidereal astrology.
Material, yeah.
Firstly, it's imperative.
But you can stop. I'm sorry. I think we can just skip through this because I think I described this already, right? I don't want to bore you with all of it. You were reading beautifully, but I think you already know this. I sometimes I jump ahead and just start talking, and we don't need to redo the whole thing. So how to determine your decadent ruling? Basically, I showed you all that. So you have this PowerPoint. If anyone needs to go back to understand it, you have the link to this PowerPoint. Is there anyone that doesn't have the link? No? Okay.
Where would the link be? Is it in your the dashboard, or is it in the emails?
It was in the email. I sent the link
Okay.
Up.
All right.
to the PowerPoint.
Thank you.
Yep.
So we can download it, you mean?
Yeah, just click on that link. It's a Dropbox link.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And that was, I think, 2 weeks ago. I forget when I sent it, or a week ago. I don't remember. So here are the constellation rulerships, which are fascinating. Does anyone have a question about this? No? Okay.
What does it mean?
Yeah. I'm glad you
So for-
asked. Okay.
So,
So,
like,
so within the Aries sign, the first 10 degrees will be ruled by Aries, and the second 10 degrees will be ruled by Leo, and the third decadent will be ruled by Sagittarius. So basically, this is a way to bypass what we just did. You know how I opened up my program, my software program, and I changed it from the tropicals, sidereal to tropical, and looked at where the sun was. I saw what degree it was at. This is how you don't need your software program. You don't need to go anywhere. You can just use this as your sort of your cheat notes. But you kind of do need to know what degree the sun is at. So this is based on the sun. You need to know what degree the sun is at. So you kind of do need the software. Sorry. Yeah, I wish I could help you all and give you free software, but find it online. And if you find a really good link to a software program, that would be amazing. But for now, this is sort of broken down. You can use the other thing that I gave you. Just where it gets sketchy are the cuspers. Every other one of them, you've got all the answers right there. You can find out the planetary ruler and then go right to find out the decadent, and you don't need all of this. This is just broken down a little deeper if you have the software to know the degree of the sun. You want to know the degree of the sun. Okay, moving on. So this breaks it down even more. Sun is in Sagittarius. So here's the sun in the 9th sign of the zodiac, which is Sagittarius, number 9. And the sun is at 7 degrees, 23 seconds. So which decadent is the sun at?
first.
First. Then we go back to find Sagittarius, right? First degree would be Sagittarius. So they would have a, like me and Barbara have a duplicate.
No, yeah, I'll throw them. Dude, test that.
Yeah. So I hope that makes some sense to you.
Erin, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm here.
Hi, there was some
I just
noise.
got my mic working.
Oh, good, good. I heard some noise that was faint. I wasn't sure if someone was talking to someone else in the background. Was that?
Yeah, that's me. Sorry to be disruptive.
No worries. It was just for a second. And now I can hear you fine. So does everyone understand how to find the decadent? By finding the sun, where the sun is in the chart, and then looking at the degrees, and then finding the degrees.
Just tell me when you're done. Sorry about that. I'll fix it.
I'm gonna mute Christy.
Thanks.
Okay, now she's muted. Okay, now we can go to the next.
Oh, and then the sign, you get the planet from the sign. That's the next step.
Yes, that's
So
the
you
next
get
step.
Jupiter from Sag. So, okay. So I
Yep.
was the third decadent, which was Sag, which was Jupiter. Got it.
Yes,
So you need that step. Okay.
that next step would be the Jupiter. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, now we're going to do another example case study. This is Dr. Fauci. So he is Capricorn Sun. Anyone tell me what decadent he's in? First decadent.
First.
Let me go to, let's see. What was he? Capricorn, yeah. Oops. Okay, so Capricorn, first decadent is going to be Capricorn. So it doesn't change. Usually when you're in the first decadent, your planetary ruling card is going to be your decadent. Basically right in here. You see how they're all duplicates? Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. So he was a 9 of spades, if I remember correctly, as a planetary ruling card. And he will have a 9 of spades as his decadent ruling. Okay.
Ooh.
Which, do you know what that is? 9 of spades is part of the
Not
black.
a great one.
As a doctor governing his career, he's part of the black hole. What does that tell you? Just,
Stay away.
connect the dots. I wouldn't want to go to a doctor that has a decadent ruling in the black hole. It could be extremely transformational, maybe a shaman I would consider, because he would be working on the other side in the veil and maybe could do like soul retrieval. But a doctor that has no idea what the other side is probably either being governed by forces unknown, unseen, and not aware of it, or he could be intentionally, I don't know. But it's not a good thing. The 9 of spades for medicine in a conventional way is a little sketchy. Okay, so it's not sketchy in any other way, but if you're looking at a traditional doctor, a medical doctor in the black hole, not so good. Okay, so here he is, Anthony Fauci, 9 of spades, I was right, is planetary ruling. Okay, so I thought I would give a case study of him. This is the 7-year spread. See how I clicked on 7-year spread? Whenever we look at the Pluto for 7 years, this is what transforms him and goes up in smoke. It kind of reverses the card. So it's the opposite. It's like a death of the card. And when you have the card of the blessing go to Pluto, it means he's probably doing things that are not very blessed. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I've tracked sociopaths with the 10 of diamonds going to Pluto, and I used to go week by week to track. I mean, I dated one, and I knew he was up to no good when the 10 of diamonds went to Pluto. It's like you smell a rat when there's nothing blessed about the week. Then if you feel like, did someone betray me? Did someone lie to me? Did someone cheat on me? And especially if they're a sociopath, they believe their lies. So you can't use traditional ways of discovering if they're doing anything on the sly, because they actually might think they're okay. There's no shame, there's no blame, there's no guilt. They just carry on, but there's nothing blessed about it. So therein lies the kicker of how to tell if someone's doing something that's not on the up and up, especially if they're a sociopath. And you can't read them at the feeling level, because at the feeling level, they're just numb. They don't think they're doing anything wrong, and they believe their lies. So that is something that is very powerful. If you can remember that, and I don't think it's written in any book. That's something I discovered, and I need to put it in my book. And when 10 of diamonds goes to Pluto for 7 years for this guy, and he has a 9 of spades in the black hole, and we're looking in his birth card too. We didn't even go to the 9 of spades to look to see what he's doing. Looking at right here, these are the 3 years that are affected, where he started doing stuff with the government, and Trump appointed him. By the way, he's Trump's karma card. so Trump can be blinded by him. And this is Ace of Diamonds starting around Christmas when we had the eclipse last year. And the Three of Hearts is actually the card of China. And look at the Ace of Spades, the card of the secrets. So this all started for 52 days, or actually a whole year, basically. He started that whole year. And then the 2020, he got a wish fulfillment. Interestingly enough, because the Nine of Hearts is a wish fulfillment in Jupiter, only in Jupiter. Nine of Hearts is not a wish fulfillment in any other planet. So whatever he was doing with the Three of Hearts, which is China's card, main card, or planetary ruling, I forget, but holds equal weight. He got his wish, and it was able to be executed, and whatever it was that happened, he felt like he was rolling in the money, because underneath here is the millionaire card, Seven of Diamonds. So a wish fulfillment, and he made a boatload of money, because I believe he might have been paid very, very well. And then here we have 2021 in Saturn. He gets the King of Diamonds, the one-eyed king, and then the Jack of Spades, the one-eyed jack, the white collar thief. So looking at this, can anyone surmise what might have happened?
That's next year, December 24th of next year. So he's good.
It's going from December 24th, 2020, which is yet to happen in 2 months. From this December until next December, he has the one-eyed king and the one-eyed jack, and there's one more jack that's one eye. Following year is one-eyed jack of hearts with the card of health.
It doesn't look good to me. It looks like he's going to be jack spade. It's a jack, it's a spade. So he's going to be, something's going to be taken from him. Or
he could be the one. Now that's the trick of the system, is you either get jacked or you are the one that's jacking.
Oh, okay.
So I would have to know the story. I don't know him. I mean, I don't even really watch TV. I just hear about stuff, and I use my intuition, and I really go by the stars and the cards more than I do the news. So, when I see the Jack of Spades in Saturn, it usually indicates an incompetent physician. And if I clicked on that in Camp's system, and the first thing it will say is incompetent physician could be coming your way, watch out. Now, it doesn't mean that he's going to go to a bad doctor. It could mean that he is the incompetent physician. Does that make sense?
I think that possibly one scenario might be that he vaccine too early, that everyone sort of gets duped by, and he makes millions.
He makes millions. That's a great theory. He gets a vaccine out there and yeah, reaps the benefits of a fast, forced vaccine that really needs time to develop properly. So yeah, with all of those one-eyed, so there's really only 1, 2, 3. Is it 3 that I have? I think all 3 one-eyed cards are here. King of Diamonds, Jack of Spades, Jack of Hearts, all kind of in a stellium right here, all around. Guess what? Card of health.
Health.
Yes. So,
But is that a good thing to have one eye? To me, it's like he's missing something.
No, when someone is talking to you, you want them to talk to you like this, not out of one side of their mouth, because you don't know what the other side is doing. So that is the premise behind one-eyed cards, is they're sneaky. They don't tell the truth. So the King of Diamonds makes all his money through unethical transactions. It doesn't have to always be, but so the Seven of Diamonds millionaire card really only manifests if someone's in their dharma. And, his dharma is being a doctor. So he's making his money. So that's contingent on being in your dharma. The King of Diamonds isn't about dharma at all. It's more about getting your money however you want to get your money. I have King of Diamonds friends that are really honest and would never do anything bad. But then I have a father who's a King of Diamonds who just takes everyone to court for whatever reason. And he's such a one-eyed king. he, a lot of money, and then he doesn't care how he gets it. And it's unfortunate, but that's how he is. He's brilliant, probably a sociopath. But the Jack of Diamonds, I've met. The Jack of Spades, I've met many, and some are honest and some are not. So I'd need to know Fauci. I don't trust news, but looking at this, I would guess with the stellium of 3 of them right around the 4 of Spades would mean he's probably embodying this and he's not on the other end of it as the victim. He's probably the one that is causing the trouble. Okay, let's move on.
What do you think the 10 of diamonds in the Pluto position is signifying? And then the result.
I was told, maybe you weren't there, I did explain that about
Oh,
the blessing. Did you hear that part?
yeah, but he doesn't really seem to be getting blessed at this time because Trump totally opposes everything he does.
Yeah, Trump is onto him now. But the karma cards sneak in on you because you really like them, because you know them, right? Oh, I recognize this person. I feel familiar with this person. But then they get you because you owe them from a past life. That's what happened with Trump. He let Fauci in close and then all of a sudden realized he was being drained by Fauci, and took him a while to figure it out. But this 10 of diamonds is up in smoke when it sits in Pluto. It goes in a reversal. So it's not a blessing. So he's not doing blessed activities and he's not receiving blessings. And the Ace of Clubs is a card of technology and new beginnings. So he's going to maybe retire. He's going to be doing something entirely different. And he might be involved with something with technology. I don't know what the China thing was and the laboratories, if that might be considered technology, if there was that involved. But I don't know. It looks like he's very afraid before his 7-year cycle is up, because see this card right here is the card of fear. It's the cosmic result that goes on top of the Ace of Clubs. So it looks like he is going to have to redefine who he is. And the 2 of Clubs is he's scared about that. And of course, he's 79, I think. I don't know what year I had that on. Oh, in 2000. So he's 80 by now. So by the time this 7-year cycle is up, he'll be in his 80s and he'll be afraid. And that's, no fun. But I don't see any black holes. I was looking to see if he would be incarcerated, but there's no black holes here. So usually you see black holes with somebody who gets incarcerated. Okay, so here's the United States. And this is 2020 to 21, starting this last July. So July 4th is the birthday. And so we go from July to July in the system. And we look at the Saturn to see what's going on with the physical bodies of the United States, of the people of the United States, the country, what's happening in the physical realms as far as medicine. There's a Jack of Spade. There's an incompetent physician. If you click on camp, I can't do that because this is a PowerPoint, but if you click on camps, the first line says you may meet an incompetent physician. And I think Susie had the Jack of Spades in Saturn next spring, which is why I warned her to watch out for someone who might be a physician that would not be competent. And then check out the 9 of Spades. That's Fauci's decadent as well as his ruling card. It's in Saturn, governing the health of this country. I thought that was fascinating with the Via Combusta 8 of Hearts underneath it. Power. Okay, moving on.
But the 7 of diamonds is next, which is good, right? On the March.
Coming up in March.
Yeah, like it looks like that's a good card to.
Not necessarily in Uranus. It can be a loss of money in the real estate of our country.
Oh, I thought it was opposite. Sorry.
It's okay when it's in Jupiter, it's millionaire. When it's in Uranus, it can be that we lose some property, and I'm guessing Uranus, an unexpected event. Earthquakes are governed by Uranus, and it's the land. So it's real estate. 7 of diamonds is a loss. I'm wondering if we're going to have an earthquake in our country or something like that where we, it could be that real estate market goes crashing
Mhm.
down.
hmm
If it's not an earthquake, it's a real estate
And that's in April.
April.
And then if it's in Jupiter, it's a gain. It's a millionaire's card, you
It's
said.
a gain. And in Venus, it's a gain. But in Uranus, it can be a major loss around real estate and a contract here. So it looks like we might sign a contract with another country. I don't know, but there might be someone that we're partnering with. Does anyone have an idea of what country that would be? Somewhere in the spring.
Is that the 2 of diamonds you're saying?
Yeah. I don't know who. I don't watch the news much, so I don't know what the partner is, but there's a partnership. 2 of diamonds. Someone's helping. There's a signature of some sort. So that would be interesting to figure out.
Maybe it's just the government doing bailouts again.
Oh yeah, it could be some kind of a signature with the people and not.
Yeah, like the way everyone was able to postpone their mortgage or whatever. I
Oh
forget the
yeah,
term.
that's right. They might be, waiving people's, you don't have to pay the mortgage or jubilee or something like that, where everybody gets something like that. Really good point, Christy. And then if we look at Neptune governing overseas relationships, there's a 6 of spade there. Sometimes that can create harmony. Sometimes if all is well, but things aren't well, that's probably going to turn into a dysfunctional blue or black hole, because that card belongs to the blue and the black hole. So there may be tension overseas. Maybe it's China. Trying to figure out who that might be.
Korea.
Yeah, it could be Korea. I don't know the cards of the other countries. If we got the cards of the other countries, like a 10 of hearts, 4 of hearts, or an 8 of hearts, we could get more information on where the dysfunction may end up. An unfavorable relationship.
We're pulling troops too from Afghanistan, Iraq, and somewhere else. So that's.
Oh, that's right. I heard about that. So that can play out. That can all play out right now, because this is the year chart. So it doesn't have to wait till the spring. It can be,
Yeah, it's January. They're sending, my cousin's going over. They're sending people over.
Okay, well, it'd be interesting to get Iraq's birth card, but I don't know that you can get that. Maybe you could. I don't know.
What do you think of the double tens for the period that we're in now, coming up to that inauguration in January?
Yeah, I was wanting to look at that recently, actually. This is the karma card to the Jack of Spade. So the Jack of Spade owns the 10 of Clubs house, and the 10 of Clubs is just renting, is the renter. The dispositor is the Jack of Spade right now in Jupiter. So when the karma card shows up, it can be almost as bad, if not worse, than Jack of Spade in Jupiter. It also has the blessing in Jupiter, which is interesting. So there's something blessed can happen between December 7th and January 29th. Maybe the government gives another stipend to everybody. There might be another handout. And then I had been wanting to do this, so why don't we do it right now? Wanting to add the 23 10 of clubs plus the 10 of diamonds is 36 equals 59 minus 52, the 7 of hearts. So 7 isn't so great. And it's interesting, the 10 of clubs owns the 7 of hearts, is a dispositor of the 7 of hearts to the 10. So there's some kind of there's a delay, because the 7 represents a Saturn card. It means there's a delay and there's some sacrifice, but there can be a gift in it. The money can come to us, but it feels shady because, here is the crown line. You see the Jack of Spades where the 10 of clubs is? See this house right up here? That's the Jack of Spades, 10 of clubs. And that, when I see the Jack of Spades right next to it, it's almost like what I'm feeling is people aren't really sure who's the bamboozler,
Mhm.
who's the bad guy, who's good and who's bad. Nobody knows because the news is fake. So with that Jack of Spades, it's like a hidden Jack of Spades. And it has to do with government because it's in the crown line. So there's something hidden, and I feel like it's the karma to the Jack of Spades that gets shown and revealed by January 29th. That window in there between January 29th and March 22nd, I think our country will know who's telling the truth. That's what I think. Okay, so moving on. Oh, hold on 1 second. I meant to do this. So here, if we add these two up, we might know who the president is. I'll just add that quickly because that was something I wanted to do. So we have a 50, and I'm in the decadent ruling of the United States, which is all about the back end, all the everything to do with politics. Okay, so 50 plus 9 of spades is a 48 equals
7 of spades.
9 of spades is 48 minus
No, it's just 46 is
46 is 7 of spades. Yeah, so
yeah.
it is a 7. We have double 7s here, triple 7s going on. These are all delays. 7s just hold things down. 7 of spade. I don't know who the 7 of spade is. Well, I don't know. I thought we might be able to see who would win that, but don't know. Okay, so let's move on. Leo decadence. So this is interesting. Lauren, do you feel like reading the Leo birthdays in the first decadent?
Sure. Regarding Leos, Leo birthdays within the first decadent will only have their birth card to consider. Leos born from July 23rd to the 31st are the triple influence of their birth card. These special birth dates should examine their lives to see how they have less diversity than most other people. They are probably less complicated in some ways, and probably an intense version of their birth card in every respect. They tend to be very extreme about the qualities of their birth card. Most people will have a separate birth card, planetary ruling card, and decadent planetary ruling card to consider. For those people, they must consider all 3 cards, determine how their meanings are identities that we use or have used throughout our life.
Beautiful job. Thank you.
Mhm.
So when you meet a Leo, and I'm talking about a Leo in the tropical zodiac, the Western zodiac, they're going to be a triple card. Do you understand this? There'll be a double decadent and ruler, and their sun will match. So they're going to be straight across the board. Say they're an 8 of diamonds birth card, they're going to be an 8 of diamonds planetary ruling, and they'll be an 8 of diamonds decadent. So what does that tell you about Leos? In general, their personality. They're intense.
Mhm.
They're one card. They're not spread out in different. They don't have this like wide array of different possibilities and abilities and skill sets and personality traits, and they're not as complicated basically, but they are extremely intense people. So their lives can be really extreme. Let's just leave it that way. They are extreme in one thing. So that's part of why they're so powerful. They're a powerful king of the jungle people. Okay, moving on. Anyone here, Leo? We have no Leos here.
Yeah, I'm not a Leo, but I know someone who's born in that, a couple people who are born in that time.
Okay, so that makes sense to you because
Very powerful person, yeah.
yeah. Okay, so now we're moving on to the decadent cuspers. So I described this already. If you are on the edge of, could be like I thought Barbara was a cusper. She's right on the edge. Okay, so I don't know if I want to bore you with the details. I've already explained this. Yeah, so let's just pass this because I think I did already explain this. You have this to read anyways. And I gotta check what time it is so I keep myself in check. It's 8:30. So understanding the karma cards. Okay. Really what I think we should do, because the eclipse is coming up, is move to that section and we can come back to the karma cards so that you guys can be more prepared for the November eclipse. Let's jump over to the eclipse. And you know what? I have to use the restroom. So excuse me for 5 minutes. I drank too much tea before I started teaching. So remind me next class to come back to the karma cards because we're going to jump over to the eclipse. Okay. This is really, really helpful information to some people. Just read eclipses and you can take the information from the week of the eclipse and it will actually predict the next 45 weeks. So it's instead of looking at the year spread in your birth card, you can look at the eclipses and then whatever you see will go 45 weeks. It will unfold and it will be intense during the eclipse. It will be the most intense front and center. And then as the 45 weeks go, it will flower and blossom. And sometimes we have a culmination at the end, at the 45th week. There might, if you had something start in the eclipse, it might actually have resolution in 45 weeks. Or you had a question about something where, you know, you were completely in the dark and didn't know, an ambiguous, important life event. And by the end of the 45 weeks, you're 100% sure, and you no longer are in the dark about that. So that's how these eclipse readings can go. And I did the chart of United States eclipse, the eclipse of August here, and I forget the exact eclipse day. I think it was the 5th, right here. So we had the eclipse happen in 2020 on August. Is that August? That's July 5th. Yeah, it was July 5th, the day after July 4th. So that's kind of crazy. We have the actual card of transformation, card of the deck, the Ace of Clubs in the black hole. And it's with the Queen of Diamonds. It's in Jupiter, which is expansion, and the guru and presidents. Presidents are considered gurus of the country. So there was going to be something over the next 45 weeks, and sometimes it goes from eclipse to eclipse, that would unfold. So we can get some information here.
Wasn't that the financial black hole that we were all experiencing?
I forget. When did we get those stipends? Was that in July?
I think they started coming out before July, but I think that, by July, everyone thought this thing would be over and we'd be getting back to it, and we weren't. So I think that's when a lot of people were really feeling that the devastation of their small businesses closing, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
I mean, with the Queen of Diamonds in a black hole in Jupiter.
The Queen of Diamonds is a card of philanthropy. So I think, the unemployment office was just handing out, they didn't even check. They just gave anyone who claimed unemployment, sent money. So there was a lot of my father, King of Diamonds, he figured out how to get $35,000 by, oh, he's such a shyster. And so
Are you
people,
serious?
I'm
And he was-
serious.
And
He
he was employed and he has money and he got that much?
he has several businesses, and
Oh,
so
it's
he was able
Well,
to.
him and all the other corporations.
A lot-
unbelievable.
I know. I have another King of Clubs friend who got about the same amount. All these kings, the King of Diamonds are the worst, but this is a King of Clubs friend. She closed her business here, right in Portsmouth. She was running some kind of a metaphysical store. She couldn't pay the rent anymore. Somewhere this summer, I talked to her. I got a reading from her, and she said, "Oh, I'm not worried anymore about my money." And it was a great way to. It was a great bane to closing my business. I just got 35 or 40 something $1,000 from doing all of these, because there were so many people offering. Like even Rhode Island had these small business places. I forget. I was on the webinar with one of them where you could just get free money. There was free money everywhere. And people who had everything lined up as an entrepreneur and had employees, I think even Bodhi Spa benefited. So many people either lost their shirt or gained a boatload. And the kings are very smart. So these two kings I know made the most money that I couldn't even imagine. So I'm not a king, so I didn't get any money. That's okay. I'm fine. So we look at this, we look at the results, 6 of clubs. What's happening? This can give us some information right now because we're approaching the next eclipse. So it goes eclipse to eclipse, and we can get recaps, like the conclusion at the end of this eclipse week can be like the mini microcosm of the macrocosm of what's happening right now. And I haven't gone back to look at this, so this is going to be interesting for me. Okay, so we have the result card right here, cosmic result. X card means cosmic result. That gets superimposed over the 6 of clubs. So we know the Jack of Spades is often the white collar thief. Can mean something fishy going on. And then the 6 is that which sticks and doesn't move, is a fixed. So 6s are very fixed and can go backwards even, and can be karmic, and can even do switcheroonies. So that's interesting. An unexpected thing, because the Jack is the bait and switch. It can be that, so when you have a Jack, for example, I had a Jack, was it yesterday? Yeah, I had a Jack yesterday, Jack of Spades. And I had a King of Spades friend come over, just to give you a story of what the Jack of Spades can be. And he showed up in his Jack clothes, because he didn't come as his king. He showed up as his, even though he is younger than me, and he would show up as a Jack because he's younger than me. The Jack of Spades shows up, even though he's born January 1st, King of Spades. And I invited him for dinner in a barter to help me with some project to get the cat door installed properly. And it was last week that we were working on it, but he completely forgot to bring his tools and to help me at all. And just showed up thinking he was going to get us just this free dinner. Like, oh my God, that I felt totally jacked. I made this dinner and I said, "So are you ready to help me?" Because he had agreed. And he's like, "Help you with what?" And I thought, oh my God, I just cooked. You can't believe the gourmet meal I made. It was really fun making it, but I was doing it because I thought it would be fair for him to, it's a fair deal. He loved a home cooked meal. He never gets a home cooked meal, and he likes my food. And so anyways, I just thought he's going to bring his tool set and we're going to bang this cat door out. And he said, no. And so I almost started to cry. I was like, this is the only time I can do it. And I really need to get the cat door set because Venus transit. So how did that play out? I felt jacked, right? So I felt like that was a bait and a switch. And that is the feeling level of how the country can feel by this next eclipse. Jacked,
And that's
baited and
Nove-
switched, right?
That's November 30th. That's soon, coming up soon.
Yeah. And I
Now,
don't know.
can I just ask you, like,
Yeah.
he's a king, but he showed up in a Jack. Is that because of the personality cards? Because you can be any of
Yeah.
those?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I swim with him in the cove. He's a friend. It's totally platonic friendship. Never could go any more than that. I just can't. Yeah. So he shows up often when I swim. He'll show up in his king clothing. The king of spades will have the king for the day, and he's just perfect gentleman. But last night I should have seen this coming, and I didn't look at my cards. And
Okay.
if I had looked, I would have probably been able to prevent the jack from showing up, and he should have brought his tools, and I should have really gone overboard saying, remember last week we talked, and instead it was more maybe an innocent oversight, but it's just, I don't just usually invite people, anyways, I don't usually just make dinner for nothing because I'm very busy.
Yeah, no, it's a bummer. And did he say he would come do it? Like, did he?
He
make
stepped
for it?
up. He did. He
Okay,
stepped
good.
up. He didn't want to. He first said, no, I don't want to go back to my house. We're not doing this. And I said, well, then I'm going to Home Depot to get a drill. And he came to Home Depot with me. In the middle of Home Depot, he said, don't buy it. I have all this stuff. We'll go to my house. But it took me to go to Home Depot and put the thing in my
Oh my God.
cage, in my part, for him to agree to help me with, because it's the only night that I had free this week, to fix the door for Simba to come home.
So
So
it's fixed. So it's a blessing. Yay.
No, he didn't fix it.
Oh God.
We tried, but it wasn't, he's not that, it didn't work. So he gave it the best he could, but it was because he saw how intense I was about it, where I was going to go to Home Depot, and with or without him, because that I needed to fix it last night. I needed to have Simba be able to get in the door because Venus was going into Libra. This is not the time for me not to let him in. So
Right.
I planned all of this very carefully for my cat, and for him to just show up and want to eat my food and not help me. I was just like, what? I've been jacked by the King of Spades. Okay, so this is how the United States may feel, and they're already feeling it. I mean, everybody's feeling a little jacked right now in the whole country. And there is a secret, and that secret can be revealed on the eclipse of maybe on the 30th, or maybe on the solar eclipse of December 14th. There could be a secret revealed. And that's the actual date the Electoral College votes are due. The deadline is the actual solar eclipse. And the sun represents the government. So our government may literally be eclipsed, and we may either get bamboozled because eclipses have a negative connotation and maybe 75% malefic influence, but there's always that 25% where we may actually get a secret revealed. Something might reveal itself on the eclipse. I'm hoping we get the reveal and not another, we get bamboozled again. And here we have the King of Spades being Plutoed, which is kind of like the guru card. The great King of Spades is the president. So this president gets Plutoed. The whole idea of presidency gets Plutoed. And then the 6 is just a stuck position. So obviously we are stuck, and we could have probably predicted that we would be stuck. Okay, looking a
Karen,
little.
is this for the upcoming eclipse, or is that for the eclipse over the summer?
It's summer eclipse, but we can read the summer eclipse and know in 45 weeks from this date, which is it about now? We can see the fruits of what happened in this eclipse right about now, or in the next week or two. I didn't count exactly 45 weeks, but I would love to do that, because I've been tracking 45 weeks from eclipses where that week we get answers. I went back to the December eclipse and counted 45 days, and I figured out that there's a connection with the 45. I mean,
Well,
45 weeks. Sorry,
if
not
that's the
45 days.
case, then I think that all the money that they shelled out, the trillions of dollars, we're going to go into a depression, because how can they just keep creating trillions upon trillions of dollars and giving all this free money out?
Why don't we add, good point. Let's add the Jupiter cards up if we want to have information about money. The money of the United States is sitting in Jupiter. That's the bank. Let's add up the. ace
But
of
I'd be
spades.
interested to see what this upcoming lunar eclipse on the 30th is, what cards.
Yeah,
they
we
have
can look
as
at
well.
that.
Is Jupiter the middle one?
Yeah,
Jupiter's
it looks like a, what does that look like?
number,
Yeah.
number
And
four.
what's
Number
that
4.
card? What's the OOM? What's that one again?
That's the
and
ace of
the ace of
spades.
spades.
Oh, it's an ace. I mean, okay.
Yeah,
Just
that's
So
think
ace of
that's
doom.
spades.
40, and the Queen of Diamonds, Queen of Heart Diamonds.
Queen of diamonds. So I just
38.
had a 26. So there's a king of clubs sitting behind this, sort of in the background. I haven't named this card yet. The fullness card of the day when I add the 40, ace of clubs, ace of spades, sorry, and the queen of diamonds is 38. Add that up. I
It's
got
King of Clubs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and the king of clubs is probably Trump because he's a he's a four of clubs personality fullness card. Wait a minute, who's the king? Anyone
He's
know
a 3.
Biden's card? Biden,
Biden,
king of hearts.
Jack of hearts.
I think he's a king of hearts.
Biden?
Biden,
He's
I
a-
know Trump is a 3.
he's a 3 of diamonds.
Biden's the king of hearts.
Oh, back up. Trump is the 3 of diamonds, ace of he is this card. He's the card of the secret. It goes to the black hole. That's Trump's ruling card.
Well, that's what's happening right now. He lost the election.
Yes, he fell right in the hole. Well, there it goes. And it's in Jupiter governing the bank and the entire, presidency is Jupiter, the guru. So Trump just fell right in the
He was
hole there.
Plutoed.
Totally Plutoed. Okay, well, that's really clear. Let's go to the next one. Let's see what else I put up here. Is this an eclipse?
This
Oh, that's
this is someone.
that's me. We don't have to go on this one. If you want to look at the United States, we can go there. Hold on.
Do you have the upcoming eclipse?
That's what I'm doing right now.
Then we could see if like Biden gets Plutoed.
I
There's a
know.
reversal.
Let's look at
something.
that. Yeah, let's look at that. We could get the answers right now. Stop share and let's share the cards. Okay, so we're going to go to the United States eclipse. Can everybody see? I don't think so.
No.
No,
No.
you're not
It was
sharing.
up for a second, then it went away.
Okay, let me pull it. Okay, now I've got this and I'm going to share it. And you should be able to see it now.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, good. There's the USA chart. A little bug in the system. Let me just get it back up here. It's the Jack of Spades, Jack of Diamonds. Okay, let's go right to the November eclipse.
November 30.
Here's November 30th, 9 of Hearts.
And Saturn. Yucks.
So big disappointment. But look at
Okay,
this.
look,
This
look
is
at the Pluto. The
Trump's-
Pluto is the decadent card, isn't it? The 5 of hearts.
So the Pluto is the decadent card. Yeah. It also is grief. So grief is the country is grieving in a big way. The result is guess who?
Trump.
Yeah. And look at Trump's fullness card, the 4 of clubs with a double ace of hearts. That can be a new start. So that's the first layer. Let me look at this.
Should we look at the decadent? Since it's like you said, it has to do with
Yeah, I mean,
Career.
all of it is going to give us information, but let's go to the decadent.
there's the King of Hearts and Saturn.
I
Biden.
know. Yeah, that's Biden.
Mhm.
There's Trump's card getting Plutoed again, the four of clubs.
That's the four of spades, but when
Oh.
I see that four of spades, that can mean he got spaded.
And
So-
I forget Kamala's card. Was it?
She's a two of clubs, but I think, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna pull up Biden. Because I remember Trump's cards are three of diamonds, ace of spades, but Biden's a king. Joe Biden, king, and a four. Okay,
Four of
interesting.
spades.
Yes,
Oh, so he's a Pluto too.
he got Plutoed.
What's the date on that Pluto of that week of November, last week of November?
This is the 30th.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
If he gets, so the result is two of hearts. That's a very benefic card. Just a second, I gotta think about this. This is not an easy one.
Well, this is looking like Joe Biden gets Plutoed and loses the election, possibly. That's what it looks like.
That is a very big possibility because he is going into Pluto. But yeah, and with the king of hearts and the nine, okay, that's what I needed. So I needed to see the Pluto, four of spades, and I needed to see the king and Saturn on the day of the eclipse with a nine. Now I'm gonna look at, let's add that up just to get more information about that card. That's a 13 plus a nine of clubs is a 22 equals 35. 35 is a nine of diamonds. That's a loss.
Okay, what about, is that his chart on the left?
Yeah, so we go to his cards. Let's look at what's happening on the eclipse.
Well, we need to look at, when is the electoral vote?
Number 14th.
It's on the
December-
14th. So
December 14th,
we're
okay.
going to look at that. Here is the lunar eclipse, and guess who is here? Trump,
Trump.
with power.
Hmm.
With
He's fighting. Something's gonna come up maybe, Lori, like with the.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe it'll be a bad time, but then you got to look at the actual electoral college. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like drama. That looks like Trump drama.
Yep. So there
Nothing.
could be Trump drama around the eclipse, but what actually is going to happen, I don't know.
This is karma, Drid karma on the 1st of December for him. Drid meaning he's got some fixed karma that he might have to pay back in Saturn. Not always good. So let me add that up to see what the karma is. 6 of spades, 45. Queen of diamonds, 38 equals 83 minus 52 is 31. Is a 5 of diamonds. Changes. There will be changes. 5 of diamonds, long range. There's some change. Right now, is he considered president he won right now?
President-elect.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think the 14th is really,
It's going to be the telling.
yeah.
Interesting. Look at this. Look who Joe Biden has on the eclipse. Third on his birth card, 3 of diamonds. And then look at the planetary ruling. His planetary ruling is Trump.
Oh my God. Wait,
Poor
what?
guy.
That's on the eclipse?
Right
Yeah.
on the eclipse. Trump totally eclipses Biden.
Huh. So maybe at that
Someone
point
needs to
there,
call him.
that's crazy.
We got to pull up Biden's decadent ruling. That's going to tell us. Let's find a decadent ruling on Biden because that's his presidency card. Just a second. Let's get that. Where did that go?
What is his birthday? I can't see that.
It's
What-
11/20. Here's 11/20
11/20.
is a moon. So moon is his decadent planet. If we go to his life spread, here's the moon, 6 of diamonds. So let's pull up, oops, sorry, birth card. The moon is the 7 of, back up. Oh, the
Two
moon.
Two
of
of
Hearts.
hearts. That
Two
was the
of hearts.
result card.
That was the result card right here. This is conflicting.
Hmm.
So maybe drama around the eclipse, but then he ends up winning.
We have to go to the 14th. The 14th will tell us.
Right, maybe, I mean, because Trump is
Let me
not
put two of hearts.
conceding and he's saying he won, so maybe there's like, maybe he wins votes in a certain state or something after a recount.
So I'm in the two of hearts. And again, he's got, well, it's not again, it's the three of hearts. So he has some indecision about this.
How do you get December 14th? It goes till
I'm going to jump over there in a second, but I'm not completely done with this. The lesson is a secret. The lesson is Trump, Saturn. He looks like he's very disappointed here. Okay.
What
So
day is that?
This is the second and third.
Okay.
So big sorrow, disappointed. Okay, let's go to the. Oh, we're almost at 9 o'clock, but that's okay. We're learning about how to read an eclipse. So
10 of diamonds, 8 of hearts.
That's good for Biden.
here's Trump in the
Which day is the 14th? The Jupiter day?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a Jupiter day. So we look at the whole spread for everything. We don't just pick that day. You want to look at every card and understand it.
Well, he's got a lot of sixes up there. The Pluto is a 6.
His long range is disappointment, and his success is flanked by disappointment, grief.
A lot of aces and a lot of 10s. 9.
I'm going to add up there's a lot of aces. Yeah. Some newness. So he's displacing an ace, and he's environmental is an ace. Something new is unfolding. Let's add the 36, 10 of diamonds plus the 8, 44, which is a 5 of spade. So the 5 is change. So on the 14th, there could be a change in the way whatever is now, he is going to be well aware of a change in Jupiter governing the bank as well as presidency, the guruship. Here's Trump, and here's an ending. I mean, this is Trump's card, but this is also representing a possible ending. News about Trump on the 11th. All right, I'm just putting all the pieces together here. Let's go to the birth card. All right, so he's got a karma card to the Jack of Spades and the 10 of clubs. Okay, with the 9. This can be loss with the Ace of Spades. This 9 can be loss of being at the top of the ladder.
Who's in the Pluto card? Is that him, the King of Hearts, or is that?
That's Trump. That he's a 3 of diamonds in his king clothing. And the
Okay.
8 of clubs is a tenacious kind of a longevity card. And he's got a mini black hole here. 3, 6 and 9, 6 and 9.
Doesn't look good for him.
Doesn't look good for Biden.
We should look at Trump and see what happens to him.
Yeah, you know?
How about looking at Kamala to see, because if she's in, he's in.
Right, that's a good one too. And
Or
this
if
is
Trump's in. He's not.
Yeah, but there's too much, I feel like right now there's just so much competition between them. It's not giving us clarity. I think if we know what she's doing.
Oh, no, I just
That
found
might-
something. Oh, sorry, Susie, go ahead.
Mhm. Well, no, I just thought maybe if we could read on her, we know he'll be paired with her. She's not going in alone.
Right, she'll give us confluence.
Right.
We'll look at her, but look what happens on the week of the eclipse in Biden's chart. He starts off in the Via Combusta, right on the Ace of Spades, 2 of Spades, 3 of Spades, 4 of Spades. You know what happens in that line. I showed you that all those, that's not. And look what happens to him at the black hole for the result of the week. And he's got a blue hole card for the long range. Trump takes Saturn, meaning Trump and secrets and transformations are extremely hard for him to digest. This is a mini black hole, 9696. And it's,
So is he blindsided by something?
you could be blindsided, but it's Mercury, which is news. So he gets
Oh,
the public, whatever the public hears, it's sort of black hole-ish. He's in that black hole around the news.
do you think he did something wrong, and are they going to lie about that he did something wrong, or they're going to find out he did? Or?
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know which president is better. I don't like either of them. But but we could take
No,
it.
I'm just trying to read the cards. I'm not saying it like, I'm pretty.
I'm
neutral.
neutral. I'm neutral about what happens because I feel like our country's gonna have to go through what it's gonna go through, whatever is destined for it to happen. And I'm not sure that my president's gonna make or break it exactly. Maybe it will soften, and one of them could soften it up, and one of them might make it harder. Not sure, but any case, doesn't look good for Biden. Looking at his planetary ruling card, this looks really hard for him.
I think we have to look at the full picture though, which would be
Looking at Trump.
December 20th as well, because we've got the lunar eclipse triggering, and then we've got that solar eclipse two weeks later.
On the 14th of December. Is
Oh
that
yeah, I'm getting confused with the Jupiter Saturn conjunction. Okay. Yeah, like looking between, 11:30, eclipse cards on 11:30, and then eclipse cards on the 14th.
That's the
Or-
7
or
of hearts,
even
jack
like-
of hearts, right?
Oh, I just did the 14th fullness card, and it comes to an 18, which is a 5, meaning there's going to
Oh,
be a
okay.
change. The 5 is the wind. There'll be a change on the 14th for Biden. Whatever his current status is, you said what it was, president-elect?
President-elect.
There can be a change in his status because we add an 11, jack of hearts, plus we add a 7, 7 of hearts, equals 18. It's a 5 of clubs. So this is a change that he's experiencing, and he's in the Via Combusta. So he's exactly what change, I'm not sure. It's unexpected because look at this jack in the blue hole with the 5 here. More changes.
And we saw this through all the birth, the ruler, and the decadent.
Lots of change. 5, 5. He's very disappointed about something overseas. Changes here, unexpected, with crowds of people in Uranus. And look at that. This is the crown line with a 9 ending and an ace of spades death card underneath it. And then we have the king of spades. This is another ending, number 52, last card in the deck, with a new start. Interesting new start and a completion. So it's actually going to be extremely pivotal with the ace of spades card of transformation that entire week is long range. So let's go to, I have a little more time. We can look at Trump's chart and to see how he's feeling here.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't go to the United States. Wait a minute. Let's just do that to the 14th. Let's see what they're showing. Okay. So,
Oof, 2 7s.
oh my God, we're in blue holes and black holes the whole week. And this week, in the United States decadent is the 5 of spades.
Well, it looks like the king gets Plutoed. Which could be Trump or Biden. It's hard to say.
It could be Trump or Biden, but most likely it's Biden spades on him because
Oh,
Trump.
look at Venus. I mean Mercury, sorry. I
Mercury-
can't see the print,
Oh,
it's so tiny.
yeah. There's an end on the king. 9 on the king of Biden, king of hearts. Yeah, and the spades go on the king here.
And then the X card is also the king. The cosmic,
Yeah, the diamonds, the one-eyed king. And then we have the 4 of diamonds, which is really his 4 of spades with diamonds on it, meaning values are up for grabs. Because diamonds are values. Right on, so midnight or so, these two, 13th and 14th, we go into a big black hole. The whole country.
And what does the 2 sevens mean on the 14th?
we should add those up.
Yeah, let's add those up and get more information. I'm going to add the queens up first. So we got,
Well, the 7 is a Saturn card, right? And you said there isn't a lot of change or something?
it's a delay, but it's very Saturnian obstacles
Yeah.
still. So interesting, that comes to a king of spade. Can that be right? We get a king of spades in the black hole, which is another portal card. The king of spades can also be Joe Biden spaded. Let me just do that again. So we have a 12 plus a 51. 12 plus 51 equals 63 minus 52 equals an 11. So I did that wrong. Hold on a second. 12 plus 51 equals 63 minus 52 equals an 11. It's a jack of hearts. So
Still could be Biden, right? Jack
It
of
could
hearts is
be.
the king of hearts.
it could be Biden, but he's so old that I don't know that he would show up as a jack. Could be that he
It's
was doing something unethical because the jack of hearts is another one-eyed. So he could take on that one-eyed thing and it goes to the black hole. So whoever gets that falls in that hole. So it could be Biden. It could be, I don't know.
Well, you want to look at Trump's and see if we get some confluence of him winning or losing?
Yeah, I'm going to look at Saturn too, because Saturn's the lessons of the country. So we have a 46 plus a 7 of diamonds is 33 equals 79 minus 52. 27 is the ace of diamonds.
Ace of diamonds.
So there will be a new beginning. Ace of diamonds is a new beginning. So something is going to change. It may be that Trump takes
Well,
over.
it could also just change in the sense that, okay, now it's final and we're moving on, it's over. The vote, like once this is decided, the electoral vote, then it's over. There's a change and we move on. It's either Biden or it's Trump.
Possibly something new is happening with an ace though. So there's lots of 5s and an ace. It tells me wind, change, and then the ace is a new beginning of whatever that wind was producing. And then if we look at the birth card, the king of spade is there on top of the ace. So he could get spaded. I'm going to add that would be the king. So that would be an 8 actually. Okay. 8 of hearts. I don't know. Drama.
Drama.
It's drama for the United States. And there is another spaded king.
Oh, that's interesting because look at Biden's Venus line is the same as the United States Neptune line that week.
Fascinating. Yeah. So King of Spades is representing an ending. It's like a 9, as well as if it's a king that you're talking about, and he's another suit, then he could get the lid get put on him. He gets spaded. He could get spaded here. So we go like this a lot. I flip between the birth and the ruling to get more information in the same exact time frame. Here's the king of spades, and we flip over to the planetary ruling, and you want to know which king it is. It's a king of hearts.
It's Biden.
Biden gets spaded is what I'm guessing. And here are some major endings. Major endings. This is Trump as well as an ending, and this is the second to last card in the deck representing the 12th house. The king and the queen of spades are basically the 12th house in the deck. So big changes here. And here's the jurisdiction, litigation, 9 of hearts, double 9. So 7 of diamonds is twin to the 9 of hearts. So big endings are happening that are very disappointing because it's grief. It didn't show me another type of ending like a 9 of diamonds or another like a 9 of clubs. It's very emotional. And here is Trump in Jupiter, the most benefic position with a new beginning. Okay, that's just freaky. I'm digesting this as I speak. I haven't looked until this moment. We'll pull up Trump real quick and then we should sign off. Trump. Is that right? Donald Trump, yeah. Okay. So I have to just go back again because this system has a bug. Trump. There he is, 3 of diamonds. All right, let me move this out of here. I don't know if I have his decadent. I think he's, oh, does he have a 10 of spades decadent? Do we know?
I don't.
He's on June 14th.
He's a Gemini's son.
Uranus. Uranus is a 9 of clubs. So he's a 9 of clubs. Decadent ruling. We saw some 9 of clubs, remember? Look at, he's displacing. On the week of the eclipse, he's displacing Trump's decadent. Okay, let's go to 9 of clubs. And let's go to the eclipse. Here's the 30th.
Is that a Jupiter day for him?
Yes.
Well, it looks like he gets Plutoed. And the 6 of diamonds, it was Biden's decadent.
No, I don't know that we can do it like that, that we Pluto our own selves. It's how other people see you. I don't know that he would see himself as that. Just as my findings, I'm open to possibilities, but I've never seen someone Pluto their own self. Like,
Could that be the Gemini?
say it again?
Could that be the Gemini in him?
No. Like if this 3 of spades showed up in the United States or in Trump and Joe, I would say that the Trump got spaded because that's how they see it. I don't know that the native of the chart can spade himself. I've never seen it. So I don't know for sure, but I've never seen it. So, okay, let's look a little further. Big changes in the news. Here's 5-5, Mercury. And interesting, this king got spaded here on the day before the eclipse.
Are we talking about the November 30 eclipse?
Yeah, we're on November 30th. So the day before that eclipse, the 29th, is the king is spaded here. So I'm going to add that up. The king of spades. Oh, that's the 3 of clubs. Okay. The 3 of clubs is evidential news. Evidential meaning it's litigation and proof on paper because the 3 of clubs is the writer's card, words on paper. Okay, then we get to Jupiter, and things are harmonious, and good juju comes to him with the 6 of hearts on the eclipse. So the 6 in Jupiter is in the native's favor. When it's in other sections, it can be that you have karma to pay back, but in Jupiter, it's favorable. And there's the Queen, which is the card of protection. Somehow on this eclipse, he's okay. He's doing good. He feels good. We can only read the feeling level. And I don't know what would feel good to him, to not win or to win. I never had lunch with him. I don't know. So maybe he doesn't really want to win and he's just putting on a front. Who knows? But he's feeling happy on the eclipse. And I'm going to go to the birth card. Another Queen of Hearts, card of protection. 4 of diamonds regarding ethics, values, and money. And then a spaded king. Here comes the 4 of spades, Biden in the blue hole on the 28th. Meaning he feels that Biden is dysfunctional. He feels like Biden, because the blue hole is this card of, is the hole of dysfunction. Looking closer. 10 of clubs goes to the black hole. Ten of clubs is the karma card of the jack of spades. So he may have gotten jacked or he is the jacker. And that 10 of clubs is, you know, in the crown line and in the black hole, it can go upside down as the jack of spade. But he's got the card of the blessing in Saturn. So it can mitigate, it can save him. Double 10s in Saturn really save him. And it's the best way to have a Saturn experience is double 10s, but the black hole is a little bit spooky. Exactly how that is, just like secrets. I'm looking a little closer. 9
I mean,
of
he's
diamonds.
running a spade week too. It's all spades.
He's not in the Via Combusted. He's in the 5 of spades, 6 of spades, 7 of spades. So he isn't. There isn't a lot of like secrets because the Ace of Spades is the card of secrets and the beginning of the Via Combusta. Like that's a pivotal point. He's coming in at the 5 of Spades, which is the point of transformation, like change, fickleness. Things get reversed potentially because of the 5. Sometimes you make plans and then you get a 5 of Spades that day and the plans, like when you were visiting me, you had double 5s on the day you decided to stay and not go home on that day. Those 5s can change the plans.
Okay. All right, should we look at the 14th?
Yeah. Look at this Jack of Spade with Biden's card in the black hole on the 29th. He's in a little mini hole here too. Black hole. Okay, let's go up a little further.
Well, I guess all of this stuff could, all this Jack stuff could be, you know, voter fraud. Because I mean, that's what's going to be going on. If anything changes.
So by the 30th, 29th or 30th, there's something he's trying to prove that Biden right here in the blue hole is the Jack of Spades. He actually believes it in his heart because we're reading his feelings and his thoughts. This is not fake. He really is trying to prove that with all his heart. Okay, so let's go to the 14th and move on. Look at those new beginnings here. Ace, ace. Okay, so $14th, he has a wish fulfillment. 9 of hearts in Jupiter. He gets what he wants on that day.
We just don't know what he wants. That's the problem.
I know. What does he want? Does he really want to be president? Look at these.
We don't know. It's hard to know, right? What does he want? I think he does. I would say he does. But
You
could
think?
the USA tell us more? Like, because that's who it would be, maybe? Because we don't really know his desires, right?
Yeah, I
He
want to
wants to win.
know. Are you sure he wants to win, Christy?
I mean, that's what he says.
Right?
That's
This
what
is
he
what he
wants.
real, this is his soul, right? Not just what he appears.
Yeah, this is his soul and his deepest heart's desire. I don't know if people like the government is pushing him and he's feeling obligated to do it or pay off. I mean, I don't know. I don't trust anybody. I don't know who, if I had lunch with someone, then I can tell you how I feel about that person's feelings. I don't know him. So all I know is he gets a wish fulfillment and it's protected by the Queen of Hearts. There's 2 cards of protection, 8 of clubs, Queen of Hearts. And then look at that blessed card in in Venus. So the 2 benefic planets have the best cards.
I know, Venus.
Venus on the 12th is a 10 of diamonds. And the whole thing looks like to him, which we can celebrate with him, is it's all over on the 16th and 17th. I think this whole baloney of who's really going to win, look at those triple nines. It's done.
And yeah, it's done, right?
It's done. And there's the Queen of Spades, the 12th house. It is complete. So we will know on the 16th and 17th what happens. Why don't we add the 2 9s up and see what the completion says? 35 plus 48 equals 83 minus 52 is 31. So 5 of diamonds. It's a big change in values and money, and so it's an end and a change. Doesn't really tell us much.
I mean, he must want, why would he like sue? If he didn't want it, why would he go through all these steps? Just to show off? Like, who knows?
I don't know. I mean, he looks like he wants it, but I just don't even know. I don't know. I just don't know. This is reading his deepest feeling, and who knows.
And does USA show us the 14th, the Queen, King of Hearts, 4 of Clubs?
Oh, I'm looking at his birth card now. The USA. This is the USA chart here.
Yeah, I was just wondering who they what USA pushed up for like December 14th, 15th, 16th.
This is tricky right here because this is the double King Biden, and then this is Trump's fullness card right here.
I know they're all there, so how do we know?
I know, this is why I kind of gave up, and I was like, well, I don't know. This is too many. The lesson is Biden with an ending. And then if we go to Trump, I'm feeling like looking at all of this, it looks like Trump is gonna win this. That's what I'm getting. And I really don't care one way or the other because I don't, like I told you, really like either of them. And I just don't think that one president is it's not worth crying over because I think what's going to happen is going to happen. I look at the stars and I see where our country is going with the Via Combusta. We've got planets, we've got 2 more years of eclipses in the Via Combusta. We're going through a transformation regardless of who the president is. So this is the Trump in his birth card. There's the king with his spades on him, an ending and a beginning. Here's the actual.
Yeah.
So if we take the 2 of clubs, that 2 of clubs is his decadent.
Kamala.
No, that's his decadent. Biden's decadent. So here's Biden's decadent in Trump with the card of the fight. This is the fight and fear card. Wow.
And on the 16th, the 5 of diamonds, that's a change, right? With Biden below it. Is that how you would read that?
Yes, an unexpected change. Well, now that I just saw that, I think Trump really does want to be president because he's fighting with Biden in his thoughts here. Like he wouldn't be fighting really in his heart. He'd be like, meh, let everybody else do the fight, and I'm just going to kick back and see what happens. He's really invested here. If we go up to 4, so 2 of
What day is that?
That's the actual solar eclipse. So
oh my gosh.
we have a 4 of clubs there on that day. He has mental power, mental stability.
Trump does. That's
Yeah.
Trump, right?
on that day.
And then the day that we know, you said the 16th and 17th, the one before it ends, you see the 5 of diamonds above the King of Hearts.
Yeah, changes around the king.
Mm-hmm. And I
Unless-
don't know what you were looking at before, but it was all 9s, like it was done at that time.
I think it was the decadent ruler or the
Yeah.
PR.
The decadent ruler was,
Here, it was the
it was
PR.
all 9s there. You said it was done. So
was
the
done.
period when it's done, it's a 5 of diamonds with the King of Hearts. Well, I don't know what that means, but
Changes to the king.
yep.
It's usually, this is what it is. It's what's going on and to who.
Yep.
Changes, and then we go, oh, who? The king.
And
But-
unexpected Uranus surprises.
Yeah. And then the next day when it's all done, I don't know what 2 is that like a partnership with,
This is a friendship, but it's potentially blue hole because it's got a 5 of hearts disappointment. So I'm calling it that a blue hole card, disappointment around the change, but I think we should add that up. The 2 of
He's
spades
probably just gonna fire someone else.
fire. And you got an 85 minus 33 is the 7 of diamonds. So basically it's a boatload of money from overseas. He's gonna get paid a boatload of money from overseas that
because
week.
he's gonna be president, he's gonna be determined he's president and make all that money, right?
I have no idea how he makes this
Well, the
money,
president doesn't really make a lot of money.
but there's some money coming in. from
Well, if they know he's gonna be president, money will be coming towards him.
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't, I'm just saying he doesn't get like a great paycheck, but yeah.
No, I just think having the position, if he becomes president, I think they all pay each other off.
Yeah, there could be something in cahoots or some other investment. It doesn't
If
even
he's
have to-
out, I mean, it could be something else another deal he's doing, but
Maybe he made a bet with somebody. I don't know, but this is some country that's overseas. I don't know, but there's some country overseas over the water because it's Neptune water that's going to give him money when
Mhm.
he after the eclipse, around those 9s when it's all finished. He's going to receive a boatload of money.
Oh my gosh, I can't
Can you
wait to see what
imagine if-
happens.
I know. Well, maybe we could go to the next week and see, how they're feeling. Okay, so this is Trump the next week after all of the shit goes down. Here's the King of Hearts with a 9. Done. Biden is done in his mind.
Yep.
The
10 of Hearts is good, right? Blessings for him, the 10s. Is that true?
These are 10 of Hearts and not necessarily blessing. 10 of Diamonds is.
10 of Diamonds, okay. I'm just starting to learn how to.
He's going to be firing a lot of people here with the 9 of Diamonds. Endings, litigious. He's just going to go boom, boom, boom if he gets in.
Oh yeah, whoever didn't support him, he's gonna fire, right? Whoever.
Look, he's displacing all the bad guys. The Jack of Spades. He's like, all the bad guys are going to go. Displacing them. He's after them. So whoever is the bad guy, I don't know who the bad guys are, but they better
Was
run.
the doctor the Jack of Spades from before?
Oh yeah, that's right. He was the Jack of Spades. But there's probably a bunch of other Jack of Spades. I don't know.
Well, he goes to town. I think he's gonna be in that position.
Let's just look at his planetary ruler and call it quits. Okay, let's look at this. So what's the blessing of the week is Jupiter, and he has the card of power. That 8 of Diamonds is the card of presidency.
Wow.
See it at the crown line in the middle?
Yeah. Yep.
And he's in Jupiter there.
With the 2 of Hearts below him.
With the 2 of Hearts, which is, isn't that funny? That's Joe Biden's decadent.
Mm-hmm. So 8 of Diamonds is
I think
34.
they're
2
lovers, you guys.
but
Maybe-
wait, it's when I put them together, it's a 10 of Diamonds.
Yeah, I just got that. Lauren, you're good. That 10 of Diamonds is a blessing. So he's having a very blessed week. So whatever
Mhm.
he did, he's going to reap the benefits of good juju. Something good
Mhm.
is happening to him that week in Jupiter. That's like a fantastic alignment to have.
I
some
mean,
alignment.
unless he just doesn't want it, so he's just like super happy.
I know. Hard to know how he really feels. But I felt like when I
Looks
saw
like
him fighting with Joe Biden, two of hearts, two of clubs, card of fear and fight, that means his true self is really warring, like fighting with Joe.
Yeah, I think he's taking steps to make it seem like he really wants it, I would say. He could just walk away and be like, oh, good. You know, he didn't have to fight if he didn't want to. But unless it's all about show, I don't know.
No, he's fighting, and he's got the two cards of protection in litigation right here. Queen of Hearts, Eight of Clubs in litigation, in Mars. I mean,
The other option, the other thing that could be happening is that he is pardoned. He steps down and lets Pence step up and gets pardoned, because if he gets pardoned, then nobody can go after him after he loses the presidency. There's a lot of different scenarios that could be going on here.
oh, see that I don't know much about the politics and pardoning and all that.
Yeah.
I could be reading it wrong because I'm not a politician and I don't know what the pardon thing is. I don't know.
Well, he's if he doesn't win, he could be in a lot of trouble. So
That could be a motivation for why he wants to win.
Oh,
yeah, if he wins,
Oh.
then he doesn't have to worry about his debt right now. He doesn't have to worry about going to jail. There's a lot of things that he doesn't have to worry about. But
jail.
there are also loopholes that he could work out in his favor, where he just walks away and no one's able to touch him.
I don't know that he goes to jail. I'm looking for black holes to see if he gets incarcerated.
No, I mean, it looked like it was going pretty well for him, whatever
It's a little-
direction.
He's a little black hole right here, like a blue hole in Uranus
Well,
here.
he wouldn't be going to jail in December. I mean,
This is the spring. It's a little blue
Oh.
hole. I'm looking for a little blue hole or black hole anywhere that would show incarceration. Don't see. I don't think he's going to jail. So let me look one more thing. Oh, he looks. He does not look like this is not a jail year for him. Unless would they wait to put him in jail the next year?
I don't
Depends on
know.
how long it depends on how long it takes them to.
Because this looks like a jail right here. I hope he can. By 75, he's in the black hole in Uranus with 9 of diamonds. That's not good. I hope he makes it through. Poor guy. I hate seeing anyone in jail. I'm just a softie. Okay, so I think we went way over, but it was fun.
This is amazing. You like find out so much ahead of time.
You can. It's not easy when they're so neck and neck. This is a tough one to really discern between. So it feels to me after doing all of that Trump is going to turn this around. And Biden may not get in. I just can't know 100%. But it looks like it's more in Trump's favor.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. All right.
What do we need to do for the lunar and solar eclipses coming up? Just let it all happen.
Let it all happen. Just during the lunar and solar eclipses, go gently, because it's a time when the world is more sensitive and the molecules in the air are more rajasic and tamasic, and we can get more prone to viruses, bacteria, food poisoning. It's a dark time, but it also can be, if you use it in a sacred way by going inward.
Okay.
You can use it for meditation, because it is when the veil is thin. So you can optimize it, but I wouldn't make it a big extroverted kind of party it up time. For eclipses are not about that. They're about being quiet, going inward and purifying. Time speeds up. Things, can feel like the twilight zone where there's no legs to ground you, and you can feel like I just need to anchor myself, and it's not a good time to make any big decisions, because any decisions made during the 2-week window between the lunar and the solar are not going to take root. So
Okay. So that's like now until the end of the.
It's between,
Well,
it's
definitely between the two eclipses.
Oh, between the two, not before or after.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's like the real eclipse season is 2 weeks
Okay.
before the lunar and the solar, but I can feel it. Christy feels it too. I can feel the eclipse. You probably can feel it too. There's something right now that's a little,
It starts to build and then, like definitely a day before the eclipse, the day of the eclipse, and the day after the eclipse, you really want to lay low. Don't eat out on those days. Lay low, shower,
stay
meditate.
home, purify.
But it has its effects all the way through.
And I
You'll,
wonder
you'll
if,
start to feel it build, and a lot of times it feels like things just speed up, and there's just a bunch of things coming at you, people coming at you. It's people tend to get really busy, and we have the holiday coming up. This is the Thanksgiving holiday. That eclipse is on Monday after, so it can make who knows what's going to happen. I mean, it's
So
crazy.
basically next weekend and until the 14th December, just try to slow down and
Yeah.
Get
and
more sleep.
meditate. Yoga,
No major
meditation.
purchases, no major decisions.
don't start anything new. Don't start a new business or start a new relationship or a new job. It's not a
status quo.
time to do anything big or extreme. Just a time to lay low. And I always say get an extra hour sleep. Let yourself sleep because your body needs more sleep during an eclipse.
Okay.
And people are going to be a little bit more sensitive, so I would not engage in arguments. Seems like the whole world is arguing. It's like, how do you just avoid debates? And I'm wondering about
Maybe it's good that no one can get together this Thanksgiving.
Yes, because the whole Thanksgiving table could end in a big fight. And
Oh, that's good to know. Even though it's before it, it's still working. Okay. So be careful
Yeah.
next week.
yeah, I'm wondering if the actual decision on the election, December 14th, sticks. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
they decide one thing, like say, for example, Trump's supposed to win. Nothing really sticks on the eclipse. So I'm wondering if even,
Oh, that's true.
yes, I'm wondering if the decision that's made and everyone is like settled in their decision of whatever that is going to again get ripped out from us.
Wow. And how would that happen? Because the other things will come to fruition after. Yeah.
Well, we could look at the eclipse right here. So I have no idea, but I'm guessing, if Trump wins, maybe he dies and Biden steps in. How would that happen? I have no idea. Because here's Biden at the end of the eclipse week. So I'm kind of projecting the microcosm to the macrocosm. If it happens that Trump wins, and then could Trump get assassinated? Don't know. We shall see.
Sit back and watch the show, guys.
Oh my God. So you're talking about eclipses and an election all at once. It sounds like a nightmare.
I can't believe that the eclipse is on the day of the Electoral College deadline.
I mean, it just sounds like it's like destined to be trouble.
It is. It's just the actual decision isn't going to take root. It's going to appear to take root, and then I think it's going to. What?
Well, that could be now, though. That could be the situation now where Biden won, and then it reverses, because eclipses can also be reversals, secrets,
be.
reversals.
It could be a double reversal, though. It could be that everyone thinks, oh, Trump wins, Biden was the bad guy. And then if that's determined on a solar eclipse, any determination on any eclipse, whether it's when it is, isn't really solid. It just has no legs. I bet we could look at the next eclipse and have some sense.
We'll have to do that next time.
I'm pooped out.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Whatever it is, we're all going to be okay.
That's true. Because we can get through anything.
We can. We just stick together. Just keep on being nice to everybody.
Turn
This
off
helps.
the TV. No TV.
Shout
I
out to
don't watch
TV.
TV. I just read the news like in the morning in my Yahoo Mail, the Times or whatever. I just read it. Don't look at it. Don't listen.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Just I don't either. I just can't handle it. So
Low sensitive.
yes. All right. So
Thank
I'll
you.
see you all Tuesday.
Yes, Tuesday. Thank you so much. That was very informative.
You are welcome.
Namaste.
Thank you,
Namaste.
sweetie.
Namaste.
Love you.
Bye. Love you all.
Bye, Annie.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Susie.
Bye, baby. Sleep well.
I will. You too.
We'll be waiting for Simba.
Oh, thanks for rooting me on with him.
Oh, girl, I'm seeing him coming home. You just sit there and wait.
I am.
Okay.
I cannot wait to see his little face come through the door. Oh my God.
Mm, I can
Aw.
see that. Yeah. All right, love. Have a
Okay.
good one.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, I turned my thing on. I'm in bed, so.